one. Hi, my name is Carl, and today I'm going to show you how to be making a DIY upcycled magazine poster. If you haven't already signed up for summer reading, you can sign up by visiting longbeach.beanstack.org or visit any of our open locations. If you've already have signed up for summer reading, be sure to enter the special code ORANGE in the activity tab of your Beanstack Challenge to earn a point for joining us for today's activity. Okay, so today we are going to be making this cool upcycled magazine poster. It uses recycled magazines and poster board. You can honestly use cardboard, or you can use what I'm using today, and that is an actual canvas. You'll also need some type of template. You can print this out or you can draw one out, it doesn't matter. You'll need scissors, a glue stick, a glue gun, and of course, an old magazine. Now, I'm using a magazine, but you can also use old newspaper or journal pages or regular paper that you just like, whatever you have on hand, okay? So to get started, what we need is we take our template and we're gonna put it down, sort of where we wanna put it down at. On top of it, we're gonna see where we want it to go. I've decorated my canvas before I've played anything on it, because it's really hard to decorate once you have this on here. So I decided it's gonna go there. Great. Now I'm gonna take this, and next thing I need are these little magazine tubes, and I'm gonna show you how to make them. They're super simple. You take a page out of your magazine, you take a marker or a pencil, and it really just depends on how big you want them, but you kind of want them to equal size, so you want to pay attention to that. They can be big or small, but you want them to be somewhat equal. And I just put my pen in here, and I give it a couple rolls. And you don't want to use the whole page. I think that will be too big. So around here, I open up my glue stick and I start laying down my glue. And then I just roll over that, hold. I'm gonna do another one. And hold. Okay, once you have your tube, you lift it up, your marker falls out. You can go ahead and cut off the excess and use that to make another tube for your magazine. You may be left with a little flap. Not cutting. You may be left with a little flap. You can choose what to do with that. I like to glue it down. You can use this flap side to glue down on your template, but I just like to glue it down before we even do that. Just makes it easier, a little cleaner. So just use some glue, and ta-da, you got a perfect tube. Okay, so once you have all your tubes together, you do that a couple times. You can sort of measure them out on your template to see how many you'll need and guess how many you need to make. I have these pre-made, so we're just gonna jump right into it. The next step is to take your hot glue gun and you're gonna glue these tubes down on your bear. Now, or whatever your template is. Don't worry about getting the perfect line up, you know, like you see the feet and maybe the nose and things like that. It may feel a little difficult to put a tube on that. So just go ahead and leave those blank for right now, and I'll tell you what to do with those in a bit. But we're gonna take our glue stick and we're going to put a little bit of glue on our bear. And then we're just going to do like that. You can put glue on the tube as well, but I like putting the hot glue right on the bear because I feel like I have more control. And boom, there you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this whole bear with these tubes, and then we're gonna move on to our second spot. Okay, now once you're done, you're gonna end up with something that looks like this from the front. Very much not a bear. But if you turn it around, you can clearly still see your outline. So we're gonna take our scissors and we're just gonna cut along our outline to give us our bear shape. Now, while you're doing this, it may be that some of these tubes fall off, and you'll notice that some parts are really hard to cut. Go ahead and just do the best you can for right now, and there's a trick that we're gonna use to cover up everything once we're done. Okay. Okay, once you have cut out to your best of your ability your template, you're gonna get something like this. And you may notice like there may be some spots where you missed. You can go ahead and clean up. If you are like me and the first time you did this and tubes fell off because they weren't glued on well enough, go ahead and take the time to glue them back on. For the spots that are sort of kind of missed, what you wanna do is you can open up one of your tubes. And then it's okay if you rip it open because we're just gonna be using one little part of it. And I'm just gonna take this part in the middle, just like that. I'm gonna cut out a small strip of it. And I'm gonna take my glue stick and I'm just gonna go in and rub that directly on the part that I wanna grab. And I'm just gonna do like that. Boom. Lay a flat piece on there. Do the same thing. Go behind here and cut it off. Oh, uh-oh. Maybe use a tinier piece so that it's easier to deal with, but boom. And then I'm gonna go back around here and I'm gonna do my best to cut directly just to the template. And again, it's art. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something that you're proud of and something that works for you. Okay, so that's gonna work for me. And then I also am going to try to take and get a little bit of the black part here that is his foot. Boom. And then I think his back foot's okay. So I'll wait for that to dry. I'll go back behind here and I'll just cut away the excess again. Definitely want to let everything dry before you start cutting at it because that way you won't have to glue as much back on. And then yeah. So at the end of the day, you're left with something like this. Our last step is just to lay that directly on our canvas with a little hot glue. Decide where you want it. Hot glue him good. Make sure you get all the limbs so nothing's sticking up once you put them down. And he stays stuck. Just like that. Then flip up over. And there you are. 3D upcycled art. You can do animal silhouettes. I've had some success with geometric shapes. You can just experiment and find out what works best. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I hope you enjoy your new wall art. Bye-bye.